Hey guys, this is Taylor 5877. I've got another SGC submission to go over. This one was logged in at SGC on February the 8th, and I've had it for a few days, and 17 card order, and let's get started. First card was a Travis Kelce Topps Chrome rookie, 9.5. Good centering on this card. Had a little scratch right here on the border, and that's why I got the 9.5. But that was the card I wanted from a PC, so happy with that grade. Same story with basically with this Desean Watson. I bought a set of these in 2019, and this card looked pretty good. Touch off center, left to right, but I think there's a little surface raise right here that pushed this to 9.5. And third card in order, another 9.5. This was one of my personal Tiger Woods that I've had since 2001. I opened a lot of this golf back in the day, and I pulled 4 of these. I've graded the other 2. One was a 10, another 9.5 like this one. This one, the main thing with the 9.5 had a little white print spot right there. That's supposed to be solid green. So anyway, happy with that grade, about what I expected. And now I'm going to go on to some 2020 Prism Football. And I PC Kyler Murray, and I sent a couple parallels in. That I thought these would do a little better, but when I saw the back corners when I sent these off, the front centering looks good. I mean, it's a touch off left to right, but every one of these I got had something wrong. And it's just a couple, but they all had a little touch on the corner. Anyway, I just wanted to get that slab from a PC. I like big Kyler Murray collector. The next one was the red Ice Prism. This one did a little better than the green Pulsar. But good shape, just probably, I think it's this back left corner that pushed that to a 9.5. All right, next card, had better hopes for this. At the time I bought it, it was like $30, $35 raw. It was before the Super Bowl. So while this was waiting to get graded, obviously this one exploded a little bit. But great looking front of this card, and the card looks great. But once again, the raw card I got had a little wear to the corner, and that pushed it down to a 9. Not surprised that it didn't get a 10, but I'm happy with that grade. Next card was a Jefferson base prism that I pulled. The centering was perfect on this card. It did not have any issues with the back corner. That's actually, it looks white in there, but when you see it in person, it's one of those where they didn't cut all the material off the corner. But it had a little dot, I think. Yeah, about right there on the card. I didn't know if this was going to go 9.5 or 10. It went 9.5. Not that surprised. Next card was a Chase Claypool red, white, and blue prism. Card did exactly what I was expecting. It was pretty much perfectly centered. There wasn't any surface imperfections or corner issues with it. And those 2 came from some Prism I was lucky enough to actually open at retail. So, and the next 3 cards are going to be some mosaic that I bought to grade, and I'm just not very good at understanding what they're looking for on centering. I looked at a lot of SGC cards and 10s and it seemed like they really wanted that mosaic logo to be the same left to right as it was top to bottom. And that's kind of what I focused on these. And the first 2 cards, great shape. And I say that, and that logo is off pretty good. I mean, I can see it's not centered perfectly. PSA really doesn't care. You see 10s of it from PSA with the centering all over the place, but you can see the left to right. The left to right markers weren't great on this card. The surface was pretty good, so that one was a 9. This Justin Herbert also was a 9. A little bit better centering in the corner there, and the left to right markers were off on this card as well. Like I said, I called myself doing my homework before I bought these raw. And like I said, I focused more on the Mosaic logo not being that far off in the corner. And looked at PSA 10s, SGC 10s, and PSA tends to be a little more forgiving on the markers there in the middle of the card. But the third one I sent did get the SGC 10. And you can see the peak camo. You can see this is much better centered here and also with the logo. And so I'm pretty sure it's the centering that's the difference in those 9s and this 10. And another Justin Herbert I sent off that got a 10. I'd opened a bunch of Donruss, and I had several copies of this, and this was the best one. And not much you can say. It was just a really good condition card that I sent in that I thought was 10, and sure enough it did. I've also opened a lot of baseball this year, and sent in one of my better Randys just to see if I could pick out one that would 10, and I did. A little pat on the back. Anyway, probably going to be one I'm going to sell pretty quick. I'm not a big baseball collector, but 2020 update, something that when you're going in and got the urge to rip something, it always seems to be on the shelf. So I've got about a dozen more of those. And next card, I did well on the baseball cards I sent off on this order, but I was a little more selective with those. Whereas the football, some of those PC cards, I'm okay with 9s. The baseball, I pretty much didn't send in unless I didn't think it was going to get a 10. So this is just a base chrome Kyle Lewis rookie card. This good shape front and back. And the third baseball card I sent was a Bo Bichette rookie debut update pink. And I found some packs the day I was planning on sending off this order, and looked the card over. It was great. So sent it with that order. Next two cards are some Patrick Mahomes that when I started back collecting, it was kind of the 2017 closeout stuff was kind of the stuff I was hitting at retail. So this is one I pulled. The front of this card looks great. Little ding to this corner, but this one got an 8.5 for these back corners. I mean, this Prestige chips up so bad, and it's just it's kind of just a typical card that you get out of packs with Prestige and retail. But card was in pretty good shape on the front, and it's kind of gotten to the point where these Mahomes are worth having slabbed. And I figured if I ever went to move it, it's much easier to list it slabs. I mean, I can just list it SGC 85, and that's pretty much all you got to say about it. So, and then the last card of this order was a Mahomes playoff rookie, and this is actually a parallel, but this is the one that did a little better than I was expecting. So got a Gem Mint 10 on that. I was ecstatic when I saw that grade on the scans. It had a little rough cut to the top border, but all the corners and centering were dead on. I didn't know if this was going to be a 9.5 or a 9 even, but I got a Gem Mint 10. Anyway, that's my order. The SGC is really cranking out cards pretty quick right now. So I know there's going to be some changes coming in March. There's already you see the price increase on PSAs kind of rippling through the grading community. But anyway, right now SGC is still $15 a card, and like I said, this came back in like 2 weeks. I couldn't be happier with that. So anyway, I appreciate you guys for watching my video, and got another order that got delayed in shipping that I'll have a video on soon. Thank you. Bye.